So let's talk interface. In some cases, absolutely immersive, dreamy and helpful. In other cases, not so much. A cluttered, chunky interface has a huge negative impact on the gameplay of any video game. It breaks you out of the game world, stresses you out, and in general, ruins the vibe of the game. At the same time, a simple, tasteful interface can enhance your experience and empower you throughout your playthrough. Hi everyone, Dari here, the solo dev behind Calimperion Studios 13, and in this video, I'll be giving you a tour of the recent updates for Inexorable, especially concerning the interface. First, let's go over the main updates concerning the user interface, which will all be live on Steam at the end of August. The biggest update concerns the Overheat widget. This is the widget that showcases the heat status of your gun. Once your gun overheats, you won't be able to fire it for a while, until it cools down enough. Now, instead of using this big, chunky bar on the left side of the screen, I've gone for a radial approach, having a reticle appear right next to the crosshairs, which, by the way, has also been modified. This makes it easier for the player to check the weapon's status in the heat of battle. It's a bit more intuitive and should help make the combat feel a lot smoother. Also, the crosshairs have been changed to a smaller, more discreet design, which works well when the player is aiming as well as when the player is just interacting with the world. The next update concerns the weapon module and grenade widgets. Again, information relating mostly to combat. The weapon module shows you which module has been selected for a weapon, drain, regen, whilst the grenade widget tells you whether or not your grenade is on a cooldown. A lot of trial and error has gone into designing this particular aspect of the interface, but I'd say I'm reasonably happy with the results so far. Instead of having an asymmetrical design for the widgets, now the information is displayed in a more satisfactory way. Both the grenade and the module follow the same logic, a button and an icon, and are responsive based on the player's input. In the future, I'll be looking to animate the colors a little bit and add some sound effects to make the interface more pleasing to the eye and a bit more responsive. Finally, there are also some small updates to improve the general feel of the game. The tips and tricks prompts that appear in the first level now have outlines and animations, and the choice widget that tells you whenever you've made an important choice in the game now also has a small animation that displays whenever it appears or disappears from the screen. The scrolls at the start of the game have changed a little bit, the content being a bit more readable in terms of length of text, and the colors have changed to match the colors displayed in the first trailer for the game, which you can find on this channel or on the Steam page of the game. When it comes to interface planning, the main point I'll be adding for the August patch will be to have a start menu display at the beginning of the demo. The menu exists, but has been taken out of the demo originally. Now, the menu has been redesigned to match the branding of the game and will appear whenever a player boots up the demo, with a nice animation to go along the way. Here's a little preview of what the area looks like where the menu will show up, and that's how it looks like in Paint. After completing the demo levels, the player will also gain access to a skill tree, allowing you to change the way you handle combat in the game by customizing your gun as well as your grenades. The skill tree will be relatively simple, 3 tiers of upgrades with some tiers offering alternate options, that's the second tier, based on the player's preference. Here's a bit of a preview of the skill tree in its alpha status. So you can see here the 3 tiers of upgrades, and there with the arrows you can modify what you pick as your second tier for your gun and your grenade. Finally, in the future, I'll be looking to polish more and more the elements of the UI that are already present in the game, instead of adding new menus and UI options. I feel like all of the information required by the player is already displayed on the screen right now, and besides, this is a story-driven game based on player immersion. That means that the less interface you have visible on screen, the better. Here are some examples from some very, very famous games which kind of do the same thing. And in no particular order, based on feedback and play testing, and thank you very much for all the feedback in the videos as well as in the reviews on Steam, there's a couple of new updates to the demo coming at the end of August. Better lighting, allowing you to spot details in the game world, full rebranding visible on Steam, as well as a new Steam page just for the demo. And besides that, I've taken a look at some level planning for the upcoming levels, concept art, animations planning, and some small story alterations. For the next steps, animations should all be added by the end of next week. This should give a little bit more life to the game and the environment. And alongside this, really looking forward to making the full layout for the next level, which is going to be some tunnels, and some more feedback-based tweaks to the demo. Give the demo a shot and let me know what you think. See you next week.